Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be going into Barnes & Noble and having someone pick out a book for me to read, and then I'm going to go and read through the book and just let you know what I found out, and it'll be a little bit of just an uncomfortable experience of reading whatever book they get for me. Not only reading the book, but I mean right now I'm about to ask someone to choose a book for me to read, so that'll be fun. I'm just gonna bring all you along for the ride, and should be fun. Alright, I'm walking in currently. We'll see what happens. Would you mind picking out a random book from the store and I'll get it and read it?
Random book, any book?
Like whatever your favorite book is or something, if you want to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So currently my favorite book is The Atlas Six
The
by
Atlas
Olivia
Six.
Blake.
Okay.
Yeah, the second book's coming out pretty soon, I think within the next month, but that's my favorite.
Alright, thanks.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So here's the book. Alright, I got my book. I'm just going to check out and yeah, see you when I'm reading it. Alright, so it has been a while since I first initially got the book. It's been like pretty much the whole month actually. So yeah, I've been reading the book kind of interspersed within the amount of time I have, been doing other videos because I've been pretty busy. But yeah, I finished reading it just today, like a few hours ago, so I've got some takeaways from it that I tried getting, and honestly the hardest part about reading this book was just finding the time to, actually get to sit down and read it, because I knew I had to get it done by the end of the month. So yeah, I got it done, and so this book was certainly an interesting read, but there was a lot of like conflict and rivalries and distrust and stuff like that in the book amongst the characters. Yeah, let's just say they're pretty messed up people morally, but it made for an interesting read, I guess. So the twists and turns of this book with all the betrayals and rivalries and all that, it made the book somewhat complex. So it was a little bit of an unfamiliarity with me reading the book, which part of discomfort month that I'm doing. Reading this book was certainly uncomfortable for me. I haven't really read any book like this one. I mean, I've read like fantasy stuff, but this one was certainly a different one from what I normally would read. So while all the characters were, to say the least, morally flawed people, I did actually read this book with the intention of giving you some takeaways. So I tried to get a couple of points out of it. So I did my best, and I hope you enjoy them. Without further ado, I'm sure you're dying to know what I've found, so I'm just going to get right into it. And well, conveniently enough, I actually found the moral of the story just beyond the introduction of the book, so that made my job a lot easier. No, but I'm just joking, but there is a moral of the story actually in here, so yeah. It makes a bit more sense if you actually read the book though, so. And so, while this makes sense with the context of the story and all the betrayals and stuff that happen, I think we can find something a little bit deeper than this within the book. And so, without further delay, I have my first takeaway from the book. And that's that conflict does not win over hearts. And what I mean by that is, while it seems like our main way of trying to deal with underlying problems is just argument or conflict, it really doesn't solve the problem in itself. And while we all argue sometimes, I'm fairly certain that no one has ever truly been won over to a side after losing an argument. And through all the disagreement in this book, not once was someone's trust truly earned by manipulation or argument. And so the only way to reach a point of agreement with someone is to do so through love and with a desire to truly see things through their viewpoint. And so never ever attempt to persuade someone through argument. And as it's put in a different book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. And my second point is a little bit different from the first, and it comes from an interlude in the book, actually. And in this interlude, the book talks about how people don't know how to starve. And what this is really talking about is power and wealth and just accumulation of things in general. And once we get a little bit of something, then we keep on wanting more and more and more, and we get into this vicious cycle where we keep on craving more, but it just doesn't fulfill us. And in the book's context, there's no answer supplied, but in my trying to find application points, I actually made one myself. Our wanting for more takes its root in our lack of gratefulness. Sometimes we are just so wrapped up in the next new and shiny thing or just a little bit more prestige, but really getting more will not actually solve our problem at all. The true answer is contentment. Everyone spends so much time at looking at everyone else and what they're doing and comparing themselves, when really what they should be doing is looking at themselves and how far they have come and just being grateful for their life. And even if someone has nothing at all, they can be happy if they are content with what they have. And so while I spent the good portion of this last month just reading this book and getting only 2 application points, I really hope that I gave you even just a little bit of motivation today. And so if you enjoyed watching me get this book and, you know, giving you some application points, maybe check out this next and last video in the series of doing discomfort thing. And until next time, try something new and regret never. Bye.